So let's start from the trade breakdowns, then we will do what I'm expecting for the next week. What I was expecting for this week was we were ranging right on the higher time frame weekly. Then I saw whenever we are ranging, I don't expect like a big expansion higher. I expect a rangy candle inside this range. So how do I trade it basically? I don't expect like a big move until we took out the high or the low. So I saw that Monday open low into this rejection block. We drop here at Monday and we formed a SMT with the previous week low over here. When I saw this, I trusted this as low of the week. Even though it's 1800, I still trusted it since we are still inside a range. We can't see like a clean PO3 like accumulation, manipulation, distribution, because we were within the range, right, on the high time frame, so it's low probability. But still, for intraday trade, it's good. So I saw that the low of the week is in. Now over here, my target was the previous week high. Correct. Everything below the market was done on the lows. Manipulation was done. Anything was left was expansion higher into the previous week high. Going into the first day, Monday, I took longs all the day, all the week, and I won all of them. I will show you. How can I show this? Bro. Over here. Correct. So long on Monday 3 made 2.7%. Long on Tuesday made 8%. Long Wednesday is 2.7. Thursday 2%. Friday 3%. Right. So this was my trading journal for the week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. This week. So okay, let's break down the first trade, which was on Monday. When I saw that the weekly manipulation is done and this is the low of the week, what do I need? I need to catch longs, right? Until here. I will not just enter and hold because I'm not a swing trader. So over here I saw that we have London expansion higher and then we have a pre-market range, right? So I waited for 9 a.m. to open. It opened, it ranged. It was still inside the range, right? I caught long all the week, by the way. We have a range. Over here I was bullish. I was expecting the range high to get taken first, then the range low, and then the reversal. So I knew that 9 a.m. will not like take this and reverse. It will take one side and expand in the other direction. When price was over here, I longed somewhere in this wick and I targeted this high. If we drag it out 9:30 and we scale on 5 minute. This week I was trading on 1 minute that I usually don't, but since it's like a rangy week, that's why. Okay, so we have the 9:30 open. Where? Over here, yeah. So when 9:30 open low, it will soup this low. It formed SMT with this low. So this was enough for me to long, right? And my stop loss was this low. My entry was here, stop loss was here, and TP was here. Since we don't have to go below this low anymore, since it's SMT, if we take this out and take this out, then probably I would leave this. I would take a loss, but then I will not trade since we are bearish and my bias is wrong. but I caught this and I exited here. This was the first trade of the week. Then I longed on Tuesday. I saw that the Asia range drop London from the low of the day, and we have Asia high resting over here, right? And it's 1800 high of day, and I'm bullish. My target is this, right? So I saw that low of the day is in. We have a expansion slash displacement in London here. I waited for 9 a.m. to open. Once 9 a.m. open, it ranged again. I marked 9:30. I scaled lower again on the 1 minute. And once I saw that 9:30 opened low and took out this low, my entry was here. All the executions are posted, by the way, in the execution tab. And there was a SMT, I believe. Yeah, it was this low. So this 926 low, we SMT'd it, right? We 12 soup this low at 931, but my entry was at 930. So until then it was a SMT, and we didn't even 12 soup it. Yeah, we didn't. We took this low out. My God, yeah, over here, 950. I was out at the time. But yeah, once I saw the 12 soup, I longed without any SL. Once I saw we close back inside and we reject, I put my stop loss below this low. And my TP was Asia highs. This was my best trade so far in 2025, you can say. I think, yeah. But yeah, this is the best trade. I made like 9%. It's way too good for me. So this was Tuesday. Then we have Wednesday. Wednesday I saw same thing. We drop in Asia and London forms the low of the day, and then we expand higher. So what's my target? My target is Asia highs. Correct. And I saw the reversal. I waited for 9 a.m. I just always wait for 9 a.m. basically. I saw that this time 9 a.m. is not an open range, it's an open low. Correct. So I waited for 9:30. I can enter here, but I just don't like entering before 9:30. Since we have like a ranging week, correct, we're still inside the range. So I'm just not that much confident that I'm usually is in my setups. So where is it? Over here, I took 3 trades this day. First trade was when I saw that 9:30 open low drop and 12 soup this low. I entered right over here. My stop loss was here below this low. My TP, my TP was this high, right? But I exited my trade over here at 9:51. Since we had 10 M news, correct? So I was just not that much confident. So I closed it here. I made 1%, but my draw on liquidity was still high, right? Then I saw 10 M news open expansion higher. When we start to retrace, I entered over here from this FEG. My stop loss over here at this rejection block, and I immediately got stopped out. Right, I lost 1% in this. That was my final chance. I said like I'll take one more thing since I'm break even on the day. So if I lost this, I'm good. I'm out. When I saw this 10 M open low and 12 soup this low, usually I don't trade after 9, but this day I did. 12 soup this 9 M low, reject range, expand higher, retrace, and this retracement, I saw we failed to took out this low, but we formed SMT with this. Wait, there was no SMT. Still, if there's no SMT, you see, we drop here on this line, we reject, expand her, came again, reject, 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 reject. Look at the wicks. right, in this rejection block. We never took out this low. It means we're bullish. We're breaking highs. We're rejecting lows. And over here I longed. My stop loss was below this low since like that was the most safe entry. And my target was this high, 10 m high. Wednesday or yeah, Wednesday. Okay. So this was the trade on Wednesday. I took long the whole week. Thursday. What happened on Thursday? Okay. Thursday saw the same thing. Asia open and no, this was a different. If you mark out Asia range and London from the high of the day and then London dumps lower. Right. Now over here I was still bullish because my weekly draw is here. So I waited for the low of the day to be in, and once it get created in London and we start to displace her I waited for 9 a.m. Now at 9 a.m. over here I needed a troll soup basically of this low. Why this low? Because over here we had no SMTs and the only swing low was resting was this. This was low of the day. This was a failure swing and we could potentially expect a troll soup and SMT with this low. That's what happened, right? And that was my entry. So I waited for this low to get purged at whenever it get purged I enter. If it's 9 I enter. If it's 9:15, 9:30 anytime. But in this example we got 9:30 open low, 12 soup the failure swing. This is also 8 a.m. low, yeah. 12 soup it, formed SMT with it. I entered here. I saw the rejection and then I placed my stop below this low. And my target was these highs. Once we get hit over here I exited my trade. Or right over here. And these were fake average. That's what I was expecting because I'm not bearish, I'm bullish and my draw is higher, not lower. Correct? So in bullish market highs will get taken no matter what. With that in mind, that's why I long. And then last Friday I saw that Asia open and London open and they both were just ranging because we had NFP, right? So mark out the range. Now whole Asia and whole London just ranged. I waited for 8:30. 8:30 news NFP open manipulates in both directions, the high and the low. It will show both sides. Once I saw this, I was still bullish since my drawn liquidity is higher. What I was expecting a 9 m retracement, like 9 m to open retrace in some sort of key level and continue higher to this high, to take out this high. Sorry. So I saw that 9 m open into a 15 minute order block. This one, yep. 9 m open into this, right? Over here I missed this entry. I was not on my charts. Otherwise this would be perfect entry for me. Then I waited for 9:30 since I missed the 9 m entry. When I saw that 9:30 opened low, troll soup this swing low, and from the SMT with this low, it was with this, not this one, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, with this low at 9:30 we got a SMT, we got a troll soup. Now price has no reason to take out even this low, correct? Since we had SMT. So I enter long once we start to reject somewhere over here, and I place my stop loss below this low first. And when we like expand higher above this high, I put my stop below this low, and my TP was this high. Was the previous week high, my initial drawn liquidity. We hit the drawn liquidity at 9:30 on the 15-minute candle, 9:30 15-minute candle, and then 9:45 we reversed for a TGIF, but I was out already, and I was expecting a dump since like whole week we were just expanding higher. So this dump was expected since because of TGIF. 0.30% hit, correct? So yeah, this was it. If you guys have any questions in the trade breakdowns, questions? Perfect. Now my analysis, what I'm expecting for the week. I trade, but I'm not trading with my normal risks. I de-risk myself. You can say like that, because the weekly is just ranging since like Trump, since December, right? Look, Monday we're just ranging since December. We could expect since it's Q1 of the year, we can't expect much, but to range. Now probably in Q2 or mid of the February, like the next week or the third week, we can expect one side to get taken. If it don't, then we can expect Q2 of the year to take it. But this week closed bullish, right? Mm, yeah, there's no clear directions. Crazy. F this high, this low. Personally, mm, bro, it's so hard to trade this. I would like to just use the previous week high and previous week low range. I would like to see price. Oh, even the assets are out of sync. But I would like to see either price take out the previous week high and then go to the previous week low, or to take out the previous week low and go to the previous week high. Now, I don't want NQ to take out the previous week low. I want NQ to open low, drop in this order block, form a SMT with the previous week low, and then expand higher. The drawn liquidity would be at least this high, and then it can be this high. This is like what I love to see. Open low into this order block, SMT with this low, targets this and this. But if we have an open high, I would like to see we took out the previous week high, can form a SMT with this or this, and then we can dump. And if this is the scenario, then my targets would be at least this rejection block and then this low. But most likely I would like to see some of the buys more. Basically, these two highs are clean. Correct. Correct. Any questions or anything? No questions? Alright.